Here's a thought that might make you uncomfortable. Your audience doesn't owe you anything. Not a view, not a like, not a purchase, not even their attention. And if you're building your entire creator business around the idea that your audience will always show up, you may be sitting on a much bigger risk than you realize. Because one of the most painful experiences as a creator is watching people disappear. You post something you genuinely believe is great. You spend hours writing it, filming it, editing it. You hit publish, and nothing happens. A fraction of your usual views, barely any comments, almost no engagement, and suddenly you're asking yourself, did they stop caring? Am I losing my audience? Did I do something wrong? That feeling can mess with you. Because when your identity and your income are connected to attention, every quiet post can feel like a personal rejection. But here's what most creators get wrong. Your audience isn't necessarily leaving you. They're just living their lives. They're busy, they're distracted, they're watching something else. Their priorities changed, their interests evolved, and that's normal. The dangerous mistake is trying to force people to stay interested. Because the moment you start creating purely to keep people from leaving, you stop creating for the people who are actually ready to listen. And that's when content becomes exhausting. You start chasing trends you don't care about. You make videos you don't believe in. You change your personality because something else performed better. You look at your analytics 10 times a day, and eventually, you don't even know what you're building anymore. This is where I think creators need a completely different mindset. Stop trying to make everyone stay. Start building something that makes the right people want to stay. There's a massive difference. One is control, the other is trust. You can't control whether someone watches your next video, but you can control whether the video is actually worth watching. You can't control whether someone buys, but you can control whether you've created something genuinely valuable. You can't control the algorithm, but you can build a reputation that exists beyond it. And that's where the fear starts to disappear. Because you're no longer measuring your worth by whether everyone showed up today. You're measuring your business by whether you're consistently creating value for the people who do. Think about some of the strongest brands in the world. They don't panic every time one customer doesn't buy. They don't completely change their identity because one person doesn't like something. They understand something creators often forget. You don't need everyone. You need the right people. And that's incredibly freeing because now your audience becomes more than a number. You start learning who they're actually made up of, what they care about, what problems they have, what they want to learn, what makes them trust you. And once you understand that, your content gets better, your relationships get stronger, and eventually, your business becomes more predictable. Not because everyone is watching, but because the people who matter know why they should keep coming back. And here's the part that should make you feel better. If your views drop tomorrow, it doesn't automatically mean you're failing. If a video underperforms, it doesn't mean your audience is gone. If your followers stop growing for a month, it doesn't mean your career is over. Sometimes your audience is simply changing. Sometimes your content needs to change with them. Sometimes you're being pushed to become more specific. And sometimes a video just doesn't work. That's okay. The creators who survive long-term aren't the ones who never experience those moments. They're the ones who don't let those moments convince them to abandon everything they've built. Because the goal isn't to keep everyone forever. The goal is to become valuable enough that the right people keep choosing you. And that changes how you think about content. You stop asking, how do I get everyone to watch this? And start asking, who is this actually for? You stop chasing attention and start building trust. You stop trying to go viral and start trying to become memorable. And eventually, something interesting happens. You become less afraid of losing followers because you finally understand that a smaller group of people who genuinely trust you can be more valuable than a massive audience that barely knows who you are. That's the difference between having an audience and having a community. And if you're building a creator business, that's one of the most important distinctions you can make. Your audience doesn't owe you anything, but if you consistently give them something valuable, they may choose to stay. And that's much more powerful than forcing them to. So the next time you post something and the numbers aren't what you expected, don't panic. Don't immediately assume you've lost your audience. Take a breath. Look at what happened, learn from it, and then keep building. Because one quiet video doesn't erase years of trust. One bad month doesn't define your business. And one dip in attention doesn't mean your future disappeared. You're building something much bigger than a single post. And the more you understand that, the less control the numbers have over you. If you're interested in building a creator business around trust, long-term value, and something more stable than chasing views, there's a lot more to unpack here on the channel.